What's up, everybody? It's your favorite Alien Box's favorite nerd, and today we are looking at 52 Toys Alien. This is a half of a set that was sent to me from Shoki, a la Shoki's reviews, or Snarky reviews when he corrects me in my comments. But he's a good dude. You should check out his channel. And he sent this to me along with some stuff from Uncle Dolphin and like some other stuff. So I figured I'd go ahead and take a look at it. People have asked me to take a look at 52 Toys stuff in the past. Now's as good a time as any. Something light for a Friday. I don't know. The only bummer is this was like half the set, so you'll get half the review. He didn't send the power loader, which actually looks like it may have been cooler than this, but we shall see. We're going to take a look at this guy, but in order to do so, we're going to talk about the one accessory that I do have. That is this neon green translucent box. It says 52 Toys on it. Box charger. So you open it up, and you slide in your alien. Good to go. As for this in the cube, I don't know. All their stuff turns into a cube, right? So I would guess the nuance to this is that they continue to find new ways to do it. It's not all that exciting to me, but I can see the allure, or at least the kind of interesting element of finding new ways to kind of do the same thing. That's if they are actually able to do so. I'm not that familiar with the line. But yeah, that's it. It's got a little bit of the kind of face hugger element going on with it. And what do you want? That's it. There it is next to Tiger Tracks. So let's get it transformed. You have these pieces here in the back. You flip them down. That allows you to flip these hands out. Alien hands. Once the alien hands are out, that gives you the ability to remove the face hugger. The face hugger flips down, and then the tail flips out, and he's done. All right, then you can flip these pieces open and back, and that will allow you to bring this down and I think rotate this way, I believe. I'm not exactly sure. We'll clean it up at the end, obviously. All right, and you can then also remove the egg, which does open at all four sides. The face hugger and the egg both have this like paint with the wash over top. It's actually quite nicely done. And then the pink inside of the four open flaps, and then you have the little kind of alien that's decoed the same way, which is pretty cool. All right, and then you have the arms. So if we bring the legs down, you can get those free. And then the shoulder pads sit down and kind of go off at an angle. Sit down. What am I doing here? Yeah, off at an angle. And then the tail, there's a tail back here somewhere. Flip this up. Flip all this out. And take the head. Spin that around. So I did have the feet backwards. 50-50, right? Never won one in my life. And then you can extend the alien head. And I think that's pretty much it. I'll clean them up. We'll take a look at them. So we'll get in tight on the head sculpt for Dennis. You can see the skull underneath, which is pretty cool. With this translucent plastic on top. The head is on a ball peg. The ball peg comes down to a double hinge, so you can get the head all the way over and back. You can get the swivel, confused alien look. The teeth open up. They're painted silver and allows like the alien mouth to come out, which is nice. Then you have the shoulders, ball pegs connected to hinges. So you get a little bit up. You got these shoulder pads that get in the way. That you get around. You get a little bit of a butterfly on the ball peg. Same for the other side. The fingers, are, the thumb and pinky individually articulate, and then the other four are on the same hinge. Single hinged elbow, get your 90 degrees. Wrist, hinge up and down, and then have the ball peg where they can swivel and get in out. No waist swivel, ab crunch, or anything like that. And then you have the legs, which are on ball pegs and technically drop down pegs. You can get them out to the side to about there. forward and back, a little thigh swivel around it, which is probably more than enough. You have the knees that can go either way, you know, like animalistic or, you know, more human-esque. And then you have the ankles that are on ball pegs, so you get ankle tilt up, down, and a rocker. And then you have the tail, which has a series of hinges, and that's about it. You know, it's cool and interesting enough, I guess. You know, it's not my bag, but, you know, it's fun, I suppose. I'm not sure what you would want this to scale with, but there it is with New Age Megatron as well as Blue Pool. So, you know, little fella. The negatives for me about this set often comes down to articulation. I think like in terms of like them wanting to make it into a square, they take a few visual liberties, and in doing so, like the shoulder pads and stuff end up getting in the way of the head articulation. There's no waist articulation. So in order to kind of get the head to turn, you really need the shoulder pads to get out of the way because it all relies on the head. If it had a neck, I mean, if it had a waist, that could kind of circumvent that. You know what I mean? Outside of that, I mean, it's kind of like I'm not a big novelty guy. So like it doesn't really do a whole lot for me. Look, with this stuff, right, like I like pizza and I like ice cream. Or in this scenario, I like aliens and I like Transformers. But I don't really ever put ice cream on my pizza. And I'm not even saying it's wrong. It could be delicious. I've never tried it. I just enjoy them separately. A lot of that crossover stuff, it never really works for me in any real serious way. Or in any real fun way, because I think the fun in this, right, really relies on you finding it fun to have an alien that transforms into a box. But I'm not really particularly interested in that in any real way, and not because it's alien and not because it's a box, but because it's both, because it's all the above, and because the transformation is kind of the gimmick, right? But it's also the gimmick of Transformers, but that's not what interests me about Transformers either. You know what I mean? Like I'm not a guy that cares necessarily about transformation, so I just don't think I'm the right target audience for this, and that's okay. But in the same breath, then I have to also say I'm not sure if I'm the best person to give an opinion on this because it's not for me. But that doesn't mean that I don't find a few things positive about it. I do. It's cool that the transformation incorporates a number of things about the lore of the character, right? You get the egg, you get the face hugger, you get the baby alien, all in one transformation. It's cool that the kind of skeleton is underneath the head, the dome, that they were able to do that. It's also cool that they were able to engineer in the kind of mouth alien bit. The paint that's applied to all the kind of bone-colored stuff turned out nicely, and the materials feel decent. So, I mean, if you like that kind of stuff, it's for you. If you're like, it's not really for me, but maybe I'll take a chance on it, my advice would be to skip it because it's not enough here that's going to make you feel any differently about it, in my opinion. But if you're the type of person where you just wish everything transformed, or that was fun for you, this would probably be fun for you as well. I hope that gives you a clear enough picture. Because I will say, real quick, that I was gifted one of these recently from Brian Brink, a friend of mine, who gave me a little crab fella. From Maryland and so forth, and so I can appreciate that a little bit more now. I can display him now. I've been kind of waiting to do something involving these before I showed him off, but that's, you know, it's cool. And I have a little bit of connection to it, I guess, but once again, I probably will never transform it and don't necessarily need crabs to transform, but, you know, it's a gift and all that kind of stuff. So there you go. I hope that means something to someone. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. Until next time, take care.